everybody, this is Marshall, and thank you for watching. And for those who are new, welcome to The Process. And this is my lovely husband, Vito.
What's happening, everyone?
Well, we are back with part 2 of the Acrimony.
I'm sleepy.
We said we will deliver, so we are delivering to you today. So, for those who have been commenting on part 1, thank you so very much.
Did anybody say they saw that movie? There was a few.
That saw it?
Yeah.
I think, yeah. A
lot of people didn't really see it.
And they was going to go see it after our review.
Right.
Anyway, so this is kind of new for us. We're reviewing a movie, Worldly versus Spiritual. And this, my dear, is the spiritual part of the Acrimony. So if you're ready,
turn your phone off. You don't want to see this.
Don't go anywhere. We shall be back.
From the beginning to the middle to the end?
Yes. All right, you guys, we are back. Part 2 of the Acrimony, the spiritual edition.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
All right, let's get into it. All right.
Let's get it on.
First of all, again, this is the spiritual aspect. Although a lot of things we were going to say was not, displayed or what's the word I'm looking for? Depicted, yeah, in the movie. So
that's one I got right. I normally don't get those words right, y'all.
So, all right, you guys. Here we
Thank you for watching. It wasn't God.
That's pretty much the video.
See you later. Bye.
They were not supposed to get together in the first place.
Nope.
No one prayed.
At all.
No one consulted God at all.
In the movie.
In the movie. Again, this is the spiritual aspect, so a lot of things were not displayed in the movie. So from a spiritual aspect, think of this as reality, real life, because it is.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of times, this is what happens.
Yeah.
We hook up with someone, total flesh, total emotions, totally not God. So,
just by chance too, you bump into someone just by chance, but don't even realize it's really actually
a setup.
It's a setup. It's the setup from the enemy.
So
to be
technically, we can just end this video right now and say, don't forget, be you and keep moving. But we will and we shall elaborate.
All right, so let's talk about the first particular scene where they bumped into each other.
Okay, let's talk about that from a spiritual standpoint. As I said before, God was not consulted.
Nope.
No one prayed.
Nope.
We don't know if anyone had a relationship just by the movie. We did not see
I didn't see nobody praying.
We did not see anyone that had a spiritual
I may have it wrong, but
spiritual connection with God. So therefore, from the beginning, it was already wrong. From the beginning, it was already a fail. Okay? Let me tell you why. We already told you that the root causes, but the red flags were already there. Her mom just died. There was no healing.
Right. No healing taking place in her life. Right.
Sex before marriage, not spiritual at all.
She didn't have a father figure in her life too, as well.
I mean, that doesn't make it bad or wrong. I'm just saying, based on
someone spiritual to kind of give her some,
Yes,
but her sister's not. Her sister was trying to want.
Yeah, they want spiritual. But they saw what she didn't see.
That's kind of spiritual, though.
Yeah.
Would you say that?
You can.
Okay.
Let's kind of I'm not going to go through the whole movie because from a spiritual aspect, we already know that it wasn't God.
No.
Now, this is irrelevant for me to even mention this. But since someone brought it up, I will.
Did I bring it up?
No. Someone commented and you commented back. There was a misconception, I guess, in regards to her giving up on her husband. Technically, my dears, she did not give up on her husband.
She did?
No. Because he wasn't her husband in the first place.
Sure he was.
No, he wasn't.
To her?
Spiritual, babe. You want me to take this? Now you're going back to the flesh.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Spiritually, he did not belong to her.
Can I get my head off the floor?
Spiritually, she had someone else's husband. A lot of times we're in these relationships that was never intended for us to be in. And that's exactly what happened. She only did what she was supposed to do in the process of God getting them separated. They were together for 18 years. Let's just go back to that. If they were together for 18 years, and let's say it was, they didn't say if it was a year after the fact. Let's say it was the 19th year. They got a divorce. And then the battery died, not died, the battery came up.
The vision of the battery came to pass.
It doesn't matter if they were together for 18 years, 19 years,
right.
20 years.
Right.
The battery would have never manifested.
Nope. His vision never would have manifested. Right.
As
they were married.
They were married.
Right.
As long as they were connected, what was supposed to be for her and for him would not have manifested anyway.
It was supposed to be together.
Their marriage was actually stopping the blessings of God.
That's right.
Think about it now. Their fleshly decision,
right,
actually, the sin actually stops God blessing for their life.
Yep.
Because spiritually, they weren't supposed to be together.
Can I say that?
Go ahead.
Even in my first marriage, that I could not, for whatever reason, I mean, even though I had a desire for my own business, it would not come to pass. It would not come to pass until God blessed me with the one who He truly purposed me to be with from the beginning. You know, and it's amazing. After that connection was made, then my business came forward. Now, you know,
so
with the finances and everything that I was designed to, have in life. You know.
So from the worldly standpoint, if you want to look at that, although we're not talking about the worldly, whether or not she gave up on her husband, she gave up on her husband a long time ago before she said she wanted a divorce. In the spirit, she was already gone.
Right.
In the spirit, that this connection was gone.
Right.
It's just a piece of paper that just hadn't been filled out yet.
Right.
So from a spiritual standpoint, it wasn't her husband.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So
there's nothing she could have done. I know some people from the comments was like, if she would have just waited just a little while longer, it still wouldn't have mattered.
It wouldn't have manifested, no.
Because, again,
right.
You guys was like, well, dog, all she had to do was wait a couple more. No, because if she would have waited and she would have stayed in it, it would have never happened anyway.
Exactly.
And I know you guys are like, well, how do you know? Because we have testimony to prove when God puts you together, it allows His will to be done in your life according to God's will.
Because He's the one that put it together.
Right. When flesh continues to dwell and be the root of a relationship, how can you even imagine God's will being done in that magnitude?
It won't. I mean, you will constantly make decisions in the flesh because you acted out in the flesh.
There will constantly be confusion because it started that way.
Right.
It will constantly be misunderstandings because it started that way.
Hello.
So no matter how much you try to run,
and people don't believe that though, babe. They don't believe that. They really think that, okay, no, it's got to be some type of way that even though we get connected in the flesh,
God gonna bless that mess.
But it's mess from the start. It's like unless. Now listen. Unless.
There is an unless.
There is an unless to your mess that you want God to bless. Now listen. It is. But what it takes, and it's very hard. Now for it to come and for it to happen, I'm not really sure. And I'm not saying it's nothing impossible. But it's going to take both spouses to admit, right? Because we know the Lord, the Father, He loves confession, right? Mm-hmm. All right? And
repentance, baby.
Repentance. He loves it. So it's going to take both spouses to come to a realization that they were the ones that connected themselves in the flesh and God didn't do it. That means that they would have to have this revelation, understand it, accept it, but still say, you know what? Okay, let's repent for this. No, we're not talking about getting a divorce, but let's repent of this and let's go to the Father. Let's go to God and say, God, would you fix our marriage now? Being that we know from the beginning you didn't put us together, but would you have mercy on us? All right? Mm-hmm. Would you show your mercy on us and take this marriage and shape it to what you really intended for a marriage to be? That takes both parties to do that. Mm-hmm. All right? That's the only way. Because you mean it from the heart, and God is a God of mercy and love, right? Okay. And God will take that marriage. Now, let me tell you the struggle where it's going to be.
There's a lot of struggle.
It's going to be a struggle.
It's not going to be easy.
This is the reason why. Because when you put that in God's hands and say, God, I want you to implement your will on what you truly intended for a marriage to be, and you didn't connect us together, this is what's going to happen. God will say, okay, I'm going to have to detox both of you while you are married, and then develop a relationship with both of you separately while you're married. And on top of that, then you both going to have to learn how to be husband and wife to each other the way I want you to be to each other while you're married. So you're talking about stacks and stacks and stacks of a process.
And you're talking about two individuals having to come together to repent. Usually it's one. Mm-hmm. Usually it's one who just really want God's will to be done. Right. They really know they screwed up. Right. They really know that. But the other one don't see it. And usually because of the flesh, again, it's unequally yoked. So not saying it's impossible, but it's hard. It's very difficult for two people to come together equally yoked when connected unequally.
Equally yoked. That's right. That's right.
Did y'all catch that?
Yeah.
So, can it be done? Oh,
of course, again, all things are possible with God. Now.
Exactly.
Christ said all things are possible.
So, hey, if you want to go through the consequences, if you want to go through hell and back,
it's going to take about 30 years. It's going to take about 30 years.
There was somebody who commented about, God gives, you can go ahead and make your decision, get who you want, and trust me, you're going to have acrimony.
Yes, you are.
times 2, times 10, times 20. Yeah. All right? However, if you just wait on God, you don't have to worry about all that.
There's certain things you don't have to.
You don't have to worry about two people coming together, repenting and finding out, what God's going to do now that we done hooked ourselves. It's not worth it. It is so worth the wait. Look what happened. I'm going to skip. Look what happened to her at the end. When we get connected in the spirit. This is a spoiler, you guys. So if you haven't seen it, please don't watch this movie. Don't watch this video. She died. To me, in the spirit, that was symbolic of what happens when we enter into sin. Mm-hmm. Anything that's of the flesh is, and it's your choice, that's sin.
If you don't repent.
Right.
Yeah.
You that's what happens. Mm-hmm. It showed her physically dying. Yeah. But that's what happens to us. We die spiritually. We die mentally. Yeah. We die emotionally. We die physically in these bodies. She was gone. She was mentally dead.
And them $10 million was spent by her sisters.
Mentally dead.
Yeah. She was emotionally dead.
Emotionally dead. Mentally.
Spiritually dead.
Every aspect of her life was dead.
Yeah. And
was gone.
And it started from a bump.
And now in that, we talk spiritually in the movie, God gave her so many chances. God showed her so many mercies. God sent her roses he didn't have to. God gave her $10 million he didn't have to. God, when I say God gave, God put it on his heart spiritually to come to her.
Right, and apologize to her.
He didn't have to do that. God gave his, everything pretty much, he restored the house. Everything restored back to her.
Right. And she still
to start her life over the way that a lot of time God gives us a way of escape.
Yeah.
But because of this flesh and because of what we want and because of acrimony, we don't see the blessing behind the escape.
Can I ask you this question?
We call escape giving up.
Yeah.
And it's not.
In action. Yeah, right. Exactly. Do you think him bringing those roses to the job, could it have...
I don't know why we already had this conversation.
Could it have triggered something? Okay, what if he just would have came to the job and just would have handed her a check, just a check and the keys, and said, here.
Mm-hmm. What's your question?
My question is...
You already know the answer. It doesn't matter how this would have played out. She was going to do that.
No. What I'm saying is that did he help her think that there could be something more by him? Now you're talking about a man bringing her roses, all right? And also roses. Now that's one of the emotional side that you touch a woman, right?
He still loves her.
Okay, so he still... Did y'all catch that? He still... You think he still lost her? You think he was still... You still loved her? You think that he was trying to...
He cared a lot about it.
And he still cared about it. Yeah,
I mean,
of course he did.
How can you not?
So, do you think he could have did something different by not bringing... To me personally, I just think he shouldn't have not brought her no roses. That's the first thing. He could have easily put a check.
Are you saying that since he brought her roses, since he brought her the
opened
check,
up a door.
So it allowed her to go crazy?
No, it didn't allow her to go crazy. But it triggered an emotional... Because remember, she still felt upset because she listened to her sisters, right? And then she was teed off at them. But at the same time, she still loved him. She still loved him. Even though they were divorced, she still loved him. So if you think about it, him bringing them roses, okay? He bring a check for $10 million and the keys. Just think now. I think she still was in love with him. Because for her to think that she could pursue him, that triggered something. I still say he shouldn't have brought them roses. That's just my personal opinion.
I think she was in love with the lifestyle. I think that because prior to him giving her the money and telling her that his battery hit, she had already spoke out of her mouth. We know we're not getting back together. She had already said that.
Right.
It wasn't until she found out he was now a millionaire, billionaire, whatever,
right,
that her whole aspect changed.
But they didn't show that part.
Yes, they did. Oh, yes, they did.
What part?
If you were looking really close, ladies, y'all saw.
You talking about the way the look on her face?
Yes. After he told her that the battery hit, her whole demeanor changed.
I don't think that's what it was. I'm going to tell you what I think what it was.
Okay.
I think that because she felt so bad about giving up on him, by him bringing those flowers to her and him telling her that this thing hit, this vision hit, that was something that she wanted to try to recreate again what they once had. Because she was upset at her sisters, right?
That's the same thing I said. She wanted that lifestyle, yes.
I don't think the lifestyle. I think she wanted to recreate what she had because she felt bad about giving up on him. She even told her sisters, she said, see that? And I shouldn't even listen to y'all. So she was already upset. But listen, she had $10 million. Okay? It wasn't the money, it's him. She wanted him.
And the lifestyle.
I don't think the lifestyle. I don't think lifestyle, baby. I think she wanted him.
And the lifestyle.
Okay, then.
Because if she wanted him, she would have stayed with him. She got mad because of the fact that he didn't have a job. He wasn't contributing to responsibilities. Right. She got fed up. Right. He was broke, and she was holding him up.
Okay, remember what was the last straw? The last straw is that, remember, on top of the wallet that the sister found, also, remember, he did not meet the deadline to deliver the material for the brother-in-laws for the business, and they lost the contract.
Okay.
So that was like the camel that broke, the straw that broke the camel's back.
But he had already redeemed himself because that was in order for him to get the house back. He gave him the house back, so all that was squashed.
Yeah, but to her, she wanted him.
And the lifestyle.
The lifestyle, baby. Remember, he didn't have nothing.
Exactly.
He didn't have.
I know.
But I'm saying,
you have to understand. He promised her this lifestyle. He promised her this entire time when they was together. The lifestyle.
He did promise her that.
Boat,
he did promise her that. Yes,
what
he
they
did.
were going to stay, how they were going to live,
yes,
all the stuff he had it embedded in her brain, in her spirit, in her mind. This is the lifestyle that I'm going to promise you. The ring, all of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
she just saw it vanish right before her eyes because that's what he promised her.
Right. That was the devil promising her that.
Absolutely. So regardless of what he promised her, it wasn't going to come to pass anyway while they were together.
So really, actually, the one who he cheated with really was the one who he really was supposed to be with.
What is for you is for you.
Wow.
And doesn't even matter. It's amazing how, check this out from a spiritual perspective. This girl, although she shouldn't have slept with him, but this girl had another girl had an encounter with this guy. She left him alone. Mm-hmm. You notice they didn't show her coming fighting for him. You notice she didn't try to go and fight Taraji. She went on about her business. She went on about her life. Because if it was meant for them to get together, 18 years later, God has a way of bringing people back together, even if it takes them 18 years. Sometimes people's sin can make your blessing delayed.
Yeah, you used to always tell me all the time, talking about you was ready, and doggone,
I'm waiting on him.
14 years for you to leave that crap alone and obey God. And I'm like, what you talking about?
Y'all.
What you talking about? But she's really telling the truth, but all of it was still in God's timing.
Yeah.
Because
I even had relationships I wasn't supposed to be in too, so it wasn't just on him. But the 10 years I was waiting, I was
still in bondage. I was in Egypt.
But again, what's meant for you
will
be for you. And do not pursue when it's not of God. If you don't believe that, do you, boo? Do you? We know from experience when you wait on God, the blessings are so great.
It flows so much better.
I can't even articulate how great it is.
It flows so much better.
Versus having to go through this acrimony process. I've been there. I've done that. I've connected myself with men I wasn't supposed to be connected with. And it was acrimony. It was almost jail experiences. It was almost, I could have died in situations. So it's not worth it, y'all. So from a spiritual standpoint, we said all that to say this. No, she did not give up on him. In the spirit, he didn't belong to her anyway.
In the natural, she did.
So in the natural, she had already gave up on him. In the spirit, emotionally, it was just a piece of paper that had to be completed. But from the get-go, they were not ever supposed to be together. So this whole movie would not have taken place like this with her even being in it as his wife had they did it the right way.
And she died rich.
No, she died poor.
I wonder what she did.
She died empty. Money. She died with nothing.
And he still tried to save her. He still tried to save her. What did I say? Her? He still tried to save her.
Because he still cared for her.
And he still cared for her. And he couldn't save her this time. She had to go in that water.
And no, I do not believe the girl dropped her wallet in there on purpose. No, it would have showed that.
Yeah, it would have showed her doing that.
She did not know she was
a scheming, conniving way. Yeah.
Everything happened for a reason. Yeah. God knew the wallet was going to fall out. God knew that's all Taraji needed for her to do what God wanted her to do.
Right.
To
get her away from
to disconnect them, to make sure. Things happen for a reason. Don't get mad because the man cheated on you with somebody else because that's not the one you're supposed to be with. Now God's giving you a way of escape and you thinking, oh my God, woe is me. God is saying, I'm trying to disconnect you so I can bless you. I can't really bless you like I want to when you're still connected to that.
Yep.
Okay?
That's exactly what's going on.
Take your way of escape for those who may be married and, and God has given you the green light to go. They've cheated, all this, whatever. It's a blessing. If your spouse is asking for a divorce and they get a divorce, that's not on you.
No.
Your spouse asked you for your divorce.
And even if your spouse asks for the divorce, but you be the one that go and file for it, you're still not held accountable for that because that's something what they want. And even if they want it and then they go and get it, you're still not held accountable for it.
Think about them $10 million blessings that can come.
Just make sure that, when whatever you're doing, you make sure it's God led. In my situation, God had to literally, get, it's something that he already knew what would take place for me to leave. He already knew that. There's no way that I would have left just to be leaving. No way. I invested too much time and all of that. But God knew what it would take because God knew that this is not my will for your life. This is not the one who I purpose you to be with. You put yourself with this person, and this person put themselves with you. Right. So, I wish her the best. I hope that she is happy. I hope that God bless her with the husband who God has desired her to be with. And that's what it's all about. Right. So you won't go through all of that.
Understand, God loves you.
Yeah.
He doesn't want you to go through any of that.
That ain't no joke. Because kids involved and all of that.
Right. And God will send you confirmation. God sent her confirmation.
Oh, man.
Through her crazy sisters. Although the delivery sucked. Yeah. Although the delivery was not, spiritual. God had.
But he was still using them sisters.
He was still using the sisters. A lot of times, people from the outside can see what you can't see.
That's right.
Because you're blinded by love, blinded by lust, whatever you want to call it. So they're outside, so they can see all the aspects of this relationship. Because when you're in it,
you can't see
nothing.
Can't see a lot.
You're blind. All you see is that man or that woman.
Because you're in the flesh.
You're narrow-minded.
You're operating in the flesh.
Right. Well, if we take our minds and our eyes off the person and put it on who we're supposed to put it on, God will show us everything else that other people on the outside are seeing.
Yep.
Think about that.
He let you see what they see.
Right. If you want to see it.
Yeah.
A lot of times you don't want to see it. So he's not going to force it on you. He's so loving and kind. He's just not going to do that. But if you really say, God, if they would have said, okay, let's pump the brakes. Is this you, God? Show me, give me confirmation. I know for sure God would have showed them. And they wouldn't have to go through what they went through. And a lot of times God will show you, but we will ignore the signs.
Yeah, that goes to show you that.
Because it's flesh.
That goes to show you that in the results of what took place in that movie, there was no seeking God phase. There's no praying. There's no
everything was done in the
no
flesh.
Relationship with the Lord. Nothing of the sort.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, what took place in the end.
Right.
And
he may have, repented. We don't know by his attitude. We can only assume. He didn't have any bitterness. He didn't have any strife. He wasn't mad.
He was sorry.
He apologized.
Before she kicked him out.
So there's a lot of qualities that he had that helped him move on.
He was homeless. The man was homeless.
He went through his process.
He was homeless. He didn't have no place to stay. She didn't have no place to stay because she went to go stay with her sister.
Yeah. And then she went back. You know how we do? We get out of one relationship and get right back into another one. So then the sisters decided to hook her up with some dude. Still no healing. So now we're back to the same process all over again. Until you cut it, it's going to continue to happen. So just because you leave one, get into another one don't make it any less flesh than the first one. You got to
go through that process of healing.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. So that's our perspective on a spiritual note of acrimony. You have any more input you want to say?
No.
All right, you guys. If we have missed anything, I can't think of anything else we could really say about it other than it wasn't God in a way.
All right. We got another video coming.
We got another one coming, you guys. We're going to keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
And don't you forget, be you.
And keep it moving.
And keep it moving. We love you guys.
Boo, 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 boo,
Like,
boo.
share, and subscribe.
Boo, 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 boo. Moving. I feel like
Bye.
I'm drunk.
He's sleepy, you guys.
I'm
We're
so
getting ready to go.
sleepy.
It's late. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
I'm finished.
You gonna say bye? You gonna say peace?
Oh. Peace.
He's sleepy, y'all. Bye.
Y'all see it in my eye. See it in my eye.